Imagine that you didn't have any burden, not from your past, anything that you think is wrong about yourself. Everything we're trying to let go and to get rid of. Just for a second, just imagine that it doesn't exist. Because that's actually the case. It's like we don't notice that we are recreating experiences with our mind. We think it's real, and it's just an experience in our mind. There's great freedom in understanding this because you don't need to let go of anything. What are you letting go of? An idea? And what is an idea? Just a thought. It doesn't even really exist per se. Where are your thoughts? Imagine that you have an image of Mickey Mouse in your head and you're trying to get rid of it. You see? You can't get rid of it. It doesn't exist. And that's the reason why you can't get rid of it. So I want to suggest you this idea. If you're trying to get rid of your past or your trauma, to consider that it may be something sort of like an illusion we are nurturing with our attention, that it doesn't exist per se. Many people disagree with you and have different experiences of the same thing. So all our problems are some way illusory. I'm talking about the psychological suffering. So you can just relax and witness how your suffering is undone, but you don't even need to let go of it. Sometimes you find many people in the spiritual world trying to let go of things, but you can't let go of suffering because it doesn't exist. You can only be, and you're being already. So you cannot even do that. So I'm just suggesting that if you feel any kind of burden, any kind of regret, I'm suggesting that everything may be already all right, unless you think the contrary, and then you experience the contrary. And of course, I'm not saying don't make things right. If you owe money or there is problems in relationships or things like that, please do take care of it. But you don't need to suffer. That's where the line is. Yes, of course, do whatever is right. But suffering is optional. So all our suffering is something we create unnoticingly by keep on paying attention to mental, conceptual images and logics that are not even real. The past doesn't exist anymore. It's a poor reference of this moment. And your full enjoyment, your happiness exists only here and now. All you have to do is to be here and now. And you're already doing that. So what's the problem? The problem is that you may be doing something that is unnecessary, like fixing a past, like fixing yourself, like improving yourself. And I'm not saying don't do anything that feels right. Please do take care of your body, take care of your mind, take care of especially of the people around you. In there, you will know to which extent you are spiritually mature in the way you treat other people and yourself too. But that is important that you can transcend all your suffering and keep being practically solving every situation in your life in the best way you can and still feel peace and love for everyone, for everything. But that clean state requires you to not reify, not to give your attention to mental constructs. How do you do to not give attention to mental constructs. Just be here and now. I'm just saying you don't even need to let go of anything because you're not letting go of anything. And yet, I'm not suggesting that you stop doing anything that feels like a relief. So if you have practices, and I absolutely 100% endorse meditation until you're fully living exactly the heaven you want to live. Let's say until then, keep meditating. There's still rough corners somewhere, and that's okay. But it's a great release to notice that it's not that you have to be fixing yourself. When you try to let go of something that comes over and over back to you, you don't need to push it away. It's not a thing, it's not solid, it doesn't really exist. So you can't, that's normally the main reason why you can't get rid of it. The very moment that you try to let it go, you reify it, you give it reality, and therefore you cannot let the suffering go. And all you find is that everything has been always okay. And deep inside yourself, you know that everything will be always okay, no matter what happens. And that's your nature. That's the only natural way of living without unnecessary conceptualization. So just surrender. Another word for letting go. But I'm talking about letting go of the letting go. That's the point of this video. If you feel stuck, if you feel that it's working, by any means, keep working. But it will be eventually a point where you also have to let go of the letting go. And that's when things flip around and you will realize, ha, you were right all the time, all the way. You were fine. Just, I hope you don't find it too late to enjoy every day of your life. So I wish you just rest and trust that everything is done for you and you can only rest without getting rid of anything. Just at peace with what is, without fighting, without controlling the world, just resting. It's yours already.